Hi, everyone, and welcome to Westside Unitarian Universalist Church. I'm the Reverend Carol Bedeau. My pronouns are she and hers, and I'm privileged to serve Westside as minister. Today I'm coming to you with a special message, a reflection for the month about our current situation in our world. Today is November 5th, 2 days after the completion of the voting in the 2020 presidential election, but as we all know, the final counts for the election, well, they still may be many days away. And the legal process to decide the actual result of the election may take weeks. So there's a lot of uncertainty and unrest and mixed emotions to be dealt with right now. One thing is very clear, though, and very certain: America is a nation profoundly divided right now. And it's the kind of division in which people on all sides are saying, I can't possibly imagine how anyone could vote the other way. Family members are threatening to disown family members. Close friends are saying they'll never speak to one another again. Shock and incredulity and loss are happening when we discover that someone we thought was like us is in a very different place than we may be right now. So how in the world can we respond in a way that mirrors the values of Unitarian Universalism? All of our values, including the first principle of Unitarian Universalism. Our first principle is covenanting to affirm the inherent worth and dignity of all peoples, including people with whom we disagree. This isn't an easy task when there's such a collective climate of anger and fear and threat. It's not easy when there's a kind of collective agreement that what's hanging in the balance is monumental right now, maybe even the very future of our nation. And it's made even more difficult by a worsening pandemic. So how do we live that first principle? I believe we do have the capacity as Unitarian Universalists to face this time with courage and conviction. And we have the capacity to speak our truths with respect and clarity, holding strong boundaries around our values while refraining from aggression in thought or word or deed. I believe that we have that in us, and I believe it's essential that we do that right now. Today, I'd like to encourage you to practice first deep self-care. Whether you're feeling hopeful or despairing right now, or numb, or maybe just plain exhausted with it all, you cannot possibly transform the world from an empty fuel tank. So make sure that no matter what is happening outside of you, you're doing everything possible to take care of yourself. Talk to friends, eat, sleep, turn off the news and turn off Facebook, walk in nature, read a good book, listen to some music. And from that place of feeling truly cared for, of having filled yourself up, from that place, then you might be able to turn towards the divisions in our world with a spirit of hope and a spirit of unity. On election night, I found myself hearing the words of a prayer that's very familiar from my Catholic childhood. It's often known as the prayer of St. Francis of Assisi, although he probably didn't actually write that. The 12th century friar probably didn't write it. It was most likely written around the time of World War I by a Parisian priest, Father Esther Bouqueret. And his prayer invites us to bring the spirit of healing to each situation in equal measure to the suffering of that situation. So here's my adapted version of that prayer for today. Let us be instruments of peace. Where there's hatred, let us sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light, and where there is sadness, joy. Let us not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, and it is in pardoning that we are pardoned. And in letting go of the past and fully, compassionately being present in the now, we might give birth to a future of promise for all beings. May it be so. Today, I hope that we can all find the courage, the strength, and the wisdom to be agents of healing in a hurting world. That we can care for ourselves first and then extend that same level of care to our neighbors and our communities, and that we can seek unity where division seems to be the order of the day. I am wishing you peace and hope today and every day, for I believe deeply that where we can heal ourselves and come to our world from a place of faith and hope and commitment, that our world can be healed. Go in peace.